It's 3 in the morning. You're asleep in your own bed, in your own room. Suddenly, your eyes snap open. You look toward the corner of the dark room, and your heart immediately starts hammering against your ribs. Your veins flood with adrenaline as 200,000 years of ancestral survival instincts violently kick in. There is a tall, motionless, human silhouette staring right at you. You squint through the darkness, your muscles tense, ready to fight for your life. And then, you let out a long sigh of relief. It's not a serial killer. It's not a demon. It's just your jacket, a pair of dirty jeans, and a hat sitting on a chair, creating a very unfortunate pile of laundry. You go back to sleep. This happens to everyone, and it's completely normal. Our brains possess a feature called pareidolia, which means we are hardwired to find human faces and silhouettes in random, inanimate objects. It's why you see faces in clouds, on the front of cars, or in the texture of burnt toast. Evolutionarily speaking, this is a brilliant survival mechanism. Out in the prehistoric wild, mistaking a bush for a hiding predator is perfectly safe. Mistaking a hiding predator for a bush, however, means you get eaten. Your brain plays it safe by seeing faces everywhere. But there is a very dark, deeply unsettling glitch in our facial recognition software. When you realize the clothes on your chair aren't human, you feel relieved. But what happens if your brain can't easily tell the difference? What happens when you look at something that is 99% human, acts like a human, and looks like a human, but something is just slightly, unexplainably wrong? In 1970, a Japanese robotics professor named Masahiro Mori noticed a bizarre psychological phenomenon. Humans generally love robots. If a robot looks like a clunky metal trash can with wires, we think it's cool. If you put 2 big, expressive cartoon eyes on it, like Wall-E, we completely fall in love with it and want to adopt it. The closer a machine gets to looking human, the more empathy we feel for it. But Mori realized that this empathy doesn't go all the way to 100%. Right before a robot becomes perfectly human-like, our affection suddenly drops off a massive cliff and turns into pure, visceral revulsion. He called this the Uncanny Valley. Think of old Victorian porcelain dolls, hyper-realistic wax figures, or humanoid androids with silicone skin that blink but lack micro-expressions. Think of the creepy kids in early 2000s CGI movies like The Polar Express, or AI-generated photos where the eyes are just a little too glassy. When we look at these things, we don't think they're cute. Our stomachs drop. The hairs on the back of our necks stand up. A massive red alarm bell goes off in our lizard brains. The ultimate question is, why? In biology, there is a very simple rule. If an entire species instinctually fears something, it means that thing used to kill their ancestors. We have a fear of heights because the early humans who didn't fear gravity fell off cliffs and didn't pass on their genes. We are afraid of spiders and snakes because they are venomous. We fear the dark because nocturnal predators have better night vision than we do. Our phobias are not random. They are an evolutionary catalog of things that have slaughtered us in the past. Fear is just a genetic survival manual. So, stop and think about that for a second. Even babies experience the uncanny valley effect. We are biologically programmed to be absolutely terrified of things that look almost human but aren't. What the hell were our ancestors running from? It certainly wasn't AI algorithms or creepy porcelain dolls in the Pleistocene epoch. Evolutionary psychologists have a few theories about this, and every single one of them is more disturbing than the last. The first theory is the disease theory. When you look at an uncanny android or a creepy doll, what are the physical traits you are actually seeing? Pale skin, glassy and unfocused eyes, and jerky, uncoordinated movements. In the ancient hunter-gatherer world, if a member of your tribe emerged from the woods looking incredibly pale, staring blankly into space, and twitching, they weren't a robot. They had rabies, or the bubonic plague, or a lethal neurological parasite. The uncanny valley might simply be a biological firewall. Your brain is looking at those symptoms and screaming, "Do not touch that thing. It is highly infectious and it will kill you." The second theory is the corpse theory. The human brain is incredibly sensitive to human faces that do not move. In the natural world, there is only one reason a human face would be perfectly still. It's a dead body. Evolution desperately wants you to run away from corpses, because whatever killed that person, whether it was an invisible virus or a very visible saber-toothed tiger, might still be lingering nearby. When you look at a hyper-realistic wax sculpture, your conscious brain says, "Wow, what great art." But your ancient lizard brain is screaming, "That is a casualty. Evacuate the area immediately." But the uncanny valley isn't just triggered by physical appearance. it's also triggered by the mind. When a normal person smiles, over 40 different facial muscles fire in a beautifully synchronized symphony. The corners of the eyes wrinkle, the cheeks lift, the lips stretch. But if someone smiles at you with their mouth, while their eyes remain completely dead and expressionless, you instantly feel a knot in your stomach. In the modern world, we call this a psychopath. Tens of thousands of years ago, survival depended entirely on the tight-knit cooperation of your tribe. You hunted together, slept together, and trusted each other with your lives. If someone looked human and spoke like a human, but lacked the involuntary micro-expressions of empathy, they were a wolf in sheep's clothing. They were a sociopath who might steal your food or murder you in your sleep. Our brains evolved into hypersensitive lie detectors, capable of spotting an emotionless predator hiding behind a fake smile in a fraction of a second. Then, there is the final theory, the one that makes the hairs on your arms stand up. Remember the biological rule of fear. If we are terrified of it, our ancestors fought it. We love to view Homo sapiens as the sole, lonely main characters of planet Earth. Our religions, our fairy tales, and our philosophies are entirely built around this idea. There are the animals, and then there is us. But this is a massive lie. We are not the only human species. We are just the last ones left. A mere 40,000 years ago, which is practically yesterday on an evolutionary scale, we were not alone. The planet was crowded. There were Neanderthals dominating the cold caves of Europe, who were vastly more muscular than us. There were Denisovans hunting in the mountains of Asia. There were the tiny, meter-tall hobbit humans, Homo floresiensis, living on the islands of Indonesia. At one point, at least 8 or 9 different human species were walking this earth at the exact same time. Now, imagine you are a Homo sapiens walking through a dense prehistoric forest. Suddenly, you see a group of figures through the trees. They walk on 2 legs. They wear animal skins. They are holding spears. From a distance, your brain categorizes them as humans. But as they step into the clearing, your brain begins to violently glitch. Their brow ridges are too heavy. Their jaws are too wide. Their gait is slightly wrong. And the language they are speaking sounds like a guttural, alien melody. In that moment, you have plummeted directly into the absolute center of the Uncanny Valley. They are not animals. They are humans. But they are not your kind of human. They are your ultimate genetic competitors. History shows us that these encounters were not romantic. While there was some minor interbreeding, the overarching story is one of brutal, unyielding competition. We wanted the same hunting grounds, the same caves, and the same water sources. And Homo sapiens, as it turns out, was the most organized, violently territorial, and ruthless species to ever exist. The Neanderthals went extinct. The Denisovans vanished. We wiped the others off the face of the earth until we were the only ones left standing. According to this dark theory, the Uncanny Valley is not a fear of sickness or corpses. It is a 50,000-year-old war alarm permanently etched into our DNA. It's an ancient survival code whispering. If you see something that looks exactly like you, but isn't quite you, do not trust it. It is your rival. Destroy it before it destroys you. We are not the helpless victims of the Uncanny Valley. We are the reason it exists. We are the monsters in the dark. Today, the Neanderthals are gone. There are no rival human species hiding in the woods. But that ancient alarm system is still wide awake inside our heads, desperately waiting for a target. And the grand, terrifying irony of modern humanity is that we are now actively building that target ourselves. We are painstakingly constructing it in our laboratories. We are building bipedal robots that can do parkour. We are designing deepfake algorithms that hijack reality. We are creating silicone-skinned androids powered by AI that can mimic human eye contact and simulate empathy. We are literally resurrecting the very phenomenon that our ancestors slaughtered. So, the next time you wake up at 3 in the morning and see that shadowy pile of clothes sitting on your chair, take a deep breath and relax. Your laundry cannot hurt you. But 20 years from now, when your hyper-realistic household android steps out of the kitchen shadows to fold those clothes for you, and it looks over its shoulder and gives you a smile that is just a millimeter too perfect, you will finally understand exactly why your ancestors were so terrified.